Fights. I'm here with Colin Nathan. We just concluded now with the weigh-in and press conference for Boxing Fight Promotions. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I mean, obviously, there's been a lot of shift and change in the last few weeks. It's been a lot of back and forth between Matchroom and myself, and I can now finally say that the unification is happening. 19th of July, Dallas, Texas. Phumelela Cafu gets a great opportunity to become unified champion, fighting Jesse Bam Rodrigues for the WBC, WBO on the line, and of course the Ring Magazine belts. And it's just one of those opportunities that we just simply couldn't turn down. We were scheduled to do a homecoming May 24th. We were working very hard on that. And then, span in the works came. Initially it was Matchroom, and then it was back to Eddie contacting me directly, and there was a lot of back and forth between us. And we've got it over the line. So I'm very excited about this, very excited for South African boxing. And I'm very proud of Phumelela Cafu. Upset to South African boxing. Really did shock the world last year when he beat Kosei Tanaka 8-1 underdog in Tokyo, Japan. And I'm looking forward to him upsetting the odds again in Dallas, Texas. The odds are going to probably be even wider.
Sure.
And for me, it's like, you only get one bite at the apple, and this is the bite. And I feel that it's the right time. I feel that, we're probably going to be underestimated by even the South African public, which is fine. But at the end of the day, it's a legitimate shot to become a really true African global star, because this isn't just about South African boxing. This is about finding a true pound for pound 10 fighter in the world in Jesse, and I think Jesse's a fantastic fighter. But if anyone is going to cause upset, I believe I've got the right guy and the right chess piece with Phumelela Cafu.
I might ask you a short-ended question, but what makes you think, that he's going to be able to pull this one off?
I look at his fights, coming up. Good kid, he's getting better and better. Jesse, that is. And obviously against Estrada, he shot a lot of holes. Got put over in that fight too. And I just think that I've got the right chess piece. I think Phumelela can follow a game plan. And, we haven't started the camp just yet because we needed to get the business side of things over and done with first. But I just think he's just got that right attitude and the right mental attitude to dig deep and pull it off. And I just think that people underestimate Phumelela Cafu. They really, really do. A lot of people, especially here, were waiting for a certain call. We got the call. We're here now. We got the shots. We always wanted this. After he beat Tanaka in Japan, you were with us in the dressing room. He was like, "Pops, get me Rodrigues now." And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, I thought about it because it was offered initially for not a lot of money, actually, if I'm perfectly candid with you. And then obviously with Matchroom approaching us, we really got him a fantastic payday opportunity as well. And I mean, that's a big part of our decision as well. It's a big fee, it's a big fight purse, but also it's a massive prize, Hayden. You got to, sometimes in life, you got to roll the dice and you got to take risks. And I'm a big risk taker. And I enjoy being the underdog. I enjoy being in situations where we are going to his hometown. We are probably going to get beat, and that's okay. But I really feel that we've got a live shot, a real shot at becoming undisputed, and that's the first step. WBC, WBO, Ring Magazine. It's the first time, in a long time that South Africa's really had a true super fight featuring a credible world champion, who's WBO world champ. We haven't had a WBO champ since Solani Teti. And now we're in a position where, man, the world's his oyster, and we got this opportunity and we're going to grab it.
I mean, you got to go there and you got to do a splendid job, but obviously Phumelela Cafu's done it once already in Japan. No one gave him a chance in that one either.
And that's what gives me the confidence to say that, I don't have that mentality, we're going there, we're going to try our best. Fuck that shit. We're going there to win. We're going there to win. And that's the mentality I have when I go on the road. I prefer being in hostile territories. I prefer being out of my comfort zone. I prefer being in these environments where the chips are down, our backs are against the wall. And look what he did against Tanaka. He wasn't supposed to do what he did, and he did. And I feel that he's grown from that. He's grown since then. We've seen it in the gym. We've seen the mental approach as well, how he conducts himself, carries himself. The confidence is there. I'm confident that he wins this fight. I'm not just going there thinking, oh, great, yeah, great payday, which it is, and it's a shot. We're going there for the shot, the payday, and to get another belt. In fact, 2 belts with the Ring magazine on top.
Wow. I mean, just to think about the whole trip, and it's in the USA as well. South African boxers in the USA historically have done quite well in the past as well, and won some big titles. So for you to go back there and compete in the US, it's a long time since you've been there. Maybe Azinga Fuzile was the last one.
Yeah, I mean, Fuzile unfortunately came up short, with Chief and stuff against Ogawa. It's a fight that I believe he still could have won, but it is what it is. Fuzile's an amazing fighter, really, really talented for South African boxing. Unfortunately for him, he came up short in Kazakhstan recently, but I still think he's world class. But going back to now and this project, I would say, because it's a project that we're going to work on, and it's a project that we're gonna fly with flying colours. We're gonna get this win. I'm very, very confident. Again, I'm not overconfident. I understand that Jesse's an amazing athlete, an amazing fighter, but I believe I've got the right fighter to upset the odds in Phumelela Cafu. I really do.
Right, and a lot of local fans would have wanted May 24 to feature Phumelela Cafu. Obviously, it supersedes it with a much bigger opportunity like this. Unification's always...
Well, like I'm saying to you, I started this interview by saying you only get one bite of the apple, and I think this is the bite. So, we obviously were wanting to do a homecoming, but the reality is that when you get a shot like this, you can't turn it down. You really can't turn it down. And, I believe that Bam's a true crossover global star around the world. I believe he's legitimately top 10 pound for pound on most boxing people's lists.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful opportunity for Phumelela to beat him and become a true pound for pound top 10 fighter in the world and be globally recognized. He's a star in African and South African boxing, but beating Bam is going to propel him to that point where everyone knows who this African kid is, and that's what we want. We want the shot, we want the fight, we know we're up against it, but if we don't get the shots and if we're not going to roll the dice and we're not going to try, how are we going to know? And I believe knowing is that we're going to win this fight.
Of course, May 24 still goes ahead.
Fantastic fight card, actually.
Yeah, because it still remains there, and Carnival City still picking it up, and it's going to be an explosive tournament as well. What is it called again?
Back to the City.
Back to the City.
Kind of back to the future, because of the historic significance of boxing in Carnival City. We did want the homecoming, but unfortunately it is what it is. It's one of those things. We've got Lorenzo Dlamini, who's a world-class featherweight, rated in the IBF, Sequence Okotoli Siko, who's a world-class super flyweight. We've got Ishmael Kadri, we've got Frank Sotomelo, we've got Katlejo Kanisa against Lucky, who I believe that fight probably is going to steal the show. There's a lot of local flavor to that.
Yeah.
And then of course we've got Daron Zinman, Josh Feldman, and now with Hamza's opponent not pitching and not being sanctioned for this fight, he's going to be also opening the fight card on a 4-round level, Hamza Hassim. So I'm looking forward to the fight card. It's still world class, it's still Carnival City. Unfortunately, it's not for the world title, it's not the homecoming, but again, I want South African public to get behind Phumelela Cafu, get behind us. This is going to be a monumental mega fight for South African boxing, and it's a big moment for African boxing, and we just need the love and support for this opportunity that I believe, I really, really do, I think we've got a live shot of winning this.
Right, and do you have a message for the team that's waiting for you in the US?
No, just good luck. I mean, don't overlook us. We're not here to fill the numbers. We're here to win.
All right, and fantastic. We look forward to obviously dropping this interview firstly, and then the next step is Phumelela Cafu getting prepared and ready for this big one.
Absolutely. We like I'm saying, we're in it to win it. That's just the bottom line. We're in it to win it. He wants all the belts. He's never called out a fighter before. Never ever called out a fighter except for one. And that was Jesse Bam Rodrigues. And now he gets his shot, he gets his wish, he gets his dream. And we're all around him now supporting him to fulfill that dream.
So you got the call in your pocket there?
I got the call. All
right, fantastic. Cole, thank you very much. We'll see you again soon.
Cool.